So after uploading all of my files, you can see they're all now here uploaded and ready to be used. Just to point out a few more features that we have with managing files in Slate. So we have the ability to upload new versions of both the models and the schedules. I'll show you the schedules first. So if I have a new version of this schedule, perhaps a new schedule update, a new baseline update, I can simply click the replace file here, and then I can go through that same workflow that I used to upload the schedule initially to replace this with the new version. When I do that, I won't lose any history from the schedule as long as the activity IDs from the previous schedule match the new schedule. So we use those activity IDs to manage the versioning of these schedules and make sure that you don't lose any data, there's no data loss as new files are brought into Slate. So to start with the versioning, if I do want to bring in a new version of the schedule, I can click this icon here and then I can bring in that new version. Again, as long as the IDs don't change, we won't lose any history. So perhaps you had geometry added to a file. You can bring that new file in, the old geometry will stay there and any work on that geometry will be maintained. Or if some geometry was deleted, that geometry will be deleted, but whatever is still in place will still be there. So we keep all of the data in place and use the IDs to manage that versioning. The model versioning works similar to the schedule versioning. So if you click this icon here, you can go through a similar workflow that you use to upload the model to bring in a new version of the model. And as long as those element IDs stay the same, we'll maintain all of the information that we already had about your model, so any type of progressing data. If geometry is added to this new version of the model, we'll simply add that geometry and maintain the previous. Or if any is deleted, we'll delete that geometry but maintain whatever is still there. You won't lose any of the links you've created to any of your schedules or any of the progressing or status information. You can also download these files simply by clicking the download button. And if you'd like, you can delete it and we'll give you a little warning to make sure you indeed do want to delete that file, because if you do, you will lose any of the history that you had with that file. We also allow you to choose different positioning systems for your models. So here we're using shared coordinates, but we have two other positioning systems that can be used based on how your models are authored and how you're going to be interacting with the system. And that's the basic file management within Slate.